Alright, solar YouTubers. I'm home for the day, and there's the start of the show, Saturn. Give you guys kissies. You guys got kissies. Yep, I knew I don't have enough solar, and I know I don't have enough storage. Um, but I actually did lose this morning. That basically stayed the same, but that was at 94 when I left this morning. So um, I just didn't have enough solar putting in because of the clouds, and just 400 watts is just not enough. That's 150 some. Yeah, so I'm not. Uh, yeah, I'm not producing what I should, but it's cloudy, so that's expected. Um, so I just want to talk about um, the all-in-one system. I'm ready right now. My credit card came. I'm gonna activate it and I'm gonna buy it. I got to. Um, making the small little systems is great if you're playing around and trying to see how it is. But you're always going to have a bottleneck with the charge controller. It's always going to be a bottleneck. No matter what you do, it's going to be a bottleneck. Unless you buy several charge controllers and put them up on the wall, that kind of thing. Um, but for the money, I mean, that inverter was $200. That controller was 150, I want to say, and the monitor. And then you got the cables. I bought all these cables and switches and fuses, and all that. I could have bought a all-in-one system. And I believe if you're starting out for the very first time, or maybe not, I am going to start to promote the all-in-one systems. Simple fact is you don't have to worry about the inverter. You don't have to worry about the charge controller, or even the battery charger. It's all in one. You got four wires to hook up, meaning you have your AC in, your AC out, your battery cables, and your solar. That's it. And it's easy. It's fast. It's just. I just don't understand. So why, very few people. Everybody's talking about uh, sizing your. Okay, so for one, the all-in-one charge controller, it has 450 volts DC it can handle. Okay, I think it's like 38,000 watts or 28, not 1,000, but 1,800, 3,800, some to that extent. Um, Hold on. All right, back. This is what I'm looking at right here. 3,000 watt, $459, and it's the um, what's that? Oh yeah, it's the 80, it's the 81, and let's see what it says. The charge controller is 80 amps. The battery is 40. Um, this is the open voltage circuit. I at least need 120, so I can't really use it right now because I only have 90, and 450 volts DC. Okay. Victron's top charge controller is 250. Okay. This is the MPP voltage range. Maximum input watts 4,000. So 4,000 watts can go in, okay? And at 450 volts, I'm working right now with 90-ish with 400 watts. You know what I'm saying? So your guys' bottleneck is always going to be your charge controller. Always. You ain't gonna fight it. Like I said, Victron's best is for 250. That's just it's something unreal. So I'm getting rid of all this crap. I mean, not getting rid of it. I'm just, I'm gonna finish that box up and just pack that. I'm gonna keep everything hooked up for now, because I truly, this is what I'm getting. I'm gonna get that right there, but I don't have the money. I can buy it, but I don't have the 120 volts to start it. I need 120 volts to start it. I don't have that. I have 90. So I'm quite short on the votes. So even though I do get it, I can't use it. But I know I'm not bringing enough watts in. I know my storage ain't big enough. That's for maybe a day. My Blue Yeti did get charged up, So that's running fine. Well, I was saying a while ago, I made 2 videos I deleted, so I was saying a while ago, this is what we need to do, okay? We need to go and erase the Victron and just type in all-in-one solar. Alright. Now we get it's all-in-one solar. Okay, we look at all this. Now you just summary here. It's $349. The reviews on this and some YouTube videos are not quite good, but you just scroll down and find, I mean, you can find them pretty damn cheap, actually. Lean time and. See, look at this. Okay, so this is all in one. Let's see what. Yeah, so far that looks good. You got read stuff, hybrid. You got your watts. You got all-in-one pure sine wave inverter charger. Yeah, so this is all-in-one for $259. Okay, that's a 3,000 watt. For 50, 60 bucks, 66, see, it'd be 50, 60, about $70 more. You can upgrade that to 6,000, but you gotta have a 24 volt system. So you gotta have 2 batteries in parallel or one 24 volt battery. Okay, so you can buy this. This is cheaper than buying the charge controller, the charger for the battery, and the inverter. Okay, way cheaper. And what you do is you buy this and you buy the warranty. Get the 2 or 3 year warranty. Asurion. You might be paying. I mean, after taxes and you might be paying $325 for it, but still cheaper than whatever. And so you get it. You play with it. And what's so cool about this? Let's see. What's one of these pictures have this? I don't have it. Yeah, this has. Okay, so you can plug it into the wall or you can use a generator. That's your AC input. You don't have to have this. Okay? The output, the battery input and output, and the solar panels. Okay? That's all you need. It's that simple. And the solar panels come in. You can put a breaker on there if you want. I do suggest a breaker and a battery and a cutoff maybe for this. But for your output, for your AC, for your AC input, all you got to do is get you a nice thick extension cord and cut it in half. Okay, wire the male in and wire the female out. Okay. So when you need the AC, because you don't have enough sun, battery's about dead, so you need AC, you can plug it into your wall, or you can plug it into the generator and run it. It's going to charge, it's going to run stuff, okay? It is, and then your AC out, because you don't need no circuit breaker, because the generator has a circuit breaker, and your wall socket has a circuit breaker. So you don't need a circuit breaker in between because you have one. It's built in. And then on your AC out, it will be the female plug. You take yourself a power supply that has a 15 or 20 amp breaker in the power supply. You plug it in And if any of these loads, you can't run a dishwasher off of 120, but a TV, maybe an air conditioner, whatever, off to 120. If you push enough current through it, it would trip the breaker on the power supply. So it's so much easier. This is the way I'm going. I want to buy this, but I just don't have the solar on to bring that in. I just don't have the solar. So if you go over here to this Vietnor, let's see what it says. Does it says anything? Yeah. And so it supports the maximum power supply of 4,000 watts in the voltage range from 60 to 500 volts. 60 to 500 volts. Look at that. There is no charge controller on the market today that has 5,000 volts DC. So the room that you have to increase your solar panels, it takes in 4,000 watts of solar. Okay? If you wire everything into series, there's no need for breakers or fuses or nothing. And it starts at 60 volts. So I can buy this and I can run this because I have 90 volts. You know what I mean? So Viver, are they any good? So what I do is I go down here and I will go down here and I will try to find. I go down here into the stars, right? And I always go to the negative. Always go to the 1 star. What do they say? Impossible to program, charging features, using inverters. Okay, so they have something with the impossible for programming. And it says it uses 1 amp per hour. Okay, so that's 24 amp hours a day. So, you have some stop working. Yeah, that's, So you got some negative reviews on there. So that's the 3 stars say. There's nobody who recorded anything. So yeah, I look at this and I'm like, I take that into consideration. Then what I do is I go and I will copy this and I will go to YouTube and I will paste it and I will see. Normally down Maki goes in. And I will see if, yep, there it is. I got one. And then I will watch the videos that has this name and the title. And I see how they hook it up, see if they have any issues. That's how I do that. And I look at her. She wants petted. And then she's going to attack me. But I'm not going to show that because it's violent. And YouTube has regulations for violence. So that's what I'm going to do. I might not buy that one, but I am going to buy a all-in-one. And I'm all-in-one. I'm just don't know why. I just don't know why I haven't done that before. Nobody pushes that idea. I'm pushing that idea from now on. Okay, enough of all this crap. You don't need any of this crap. You need an all-in-one. It's all together. Look how much space my inverter's taken. Now, true. I do admit that if my inverter goes wrong, I got 2 others in there I can hook up to this. If my charge controller goes wrong, I can buy another charge controller and goes in. It's not all in one. I understand that. There's pros and cons. But if you're serious about having a home emergency system, you buy yourself a power supply. A solar generator. This one here is, I don't know, $300. It just doesn't do anything really. It charges up phones. That's about it. It run a fan. It's only a 268 watt hour. It's a great machine. I love it. Now, when I did have this one time hooked to my batteries. So I had my batteries in parallel. I had it running through the Bluetti. So I extended the battery life of the Bluetti. So I actually ran my fan. I ran a fan all night without really even touching anything. You know what I'm saying? So on that note. Right now my solar went down, so I'm actually using. Fridge is still on, so at least you get yourself a nice, uh, EcoFlow River 2 Delta Max, whatever, and spend $6,000 on a nice power supply with its batteries. You know, that's the way to go. But for a small emergency setup, this is fine. I mean, this will run my fridge for a day. That's best I can get. Um, then I'm gonna have to worry about charging my batteries, and that's when I can, power up the generator, hook my battery charger to it, and charge it up that way, or just use the wall. But I don't have enough storage. I know that, and I don't have enough solar coming in, and I know that. If I had enough solar coming in, the ideal is the solar. If I had enough solar coming in, this would be charged. So that kicked on because of the temperature. When it hits 43 C, 44 C, it kicks on for a few seconds and jumps off. I just don't have enough solar coming in, because if I had enough solar coming in, it will run the machine, run the fridge, and charge the batteries at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I don't have anything coming in, I don't think. There's clouds. Yeah, I don't have anything coming in right now. So that's why it's doing that. So, but if I have more solar coming in, then this won't be such a problem. Now on sunny days or multiple days of no sun, then it's a problem because I don't have enough storage. But I haven't had a couple of days in a row with no sun. You know what I mean? The sun comes and goes. But when the sun is out, if I had more watts, then we'd be fine. I just don't have that. But I can put more watts on the roof for about $400, another 400 watts, about $100 per watt. That's the panels are 210 and 215. The bracket system is 74, 75, and then the wire, 50-foot wire. This cable here comes in a nice sheath, MC4s both ends, but nice sheath, and it's a nice cable, and that's 50 foot for $75 or something like that. I could bring in, another 400 watts. That's 800 watts total. It'd all be in series. That'd be cool, but I just don't have the charge controller. And a charge controller that I need is $351, but that is going to be maxed to its current with 800 watts. So if I want to put another 400 or whatever on the roof, I can't do it because of the charge controller. So that's my rant for today. Is buy the all-in-one. All-in-one is the way to go. Yeah, all-in-one is the way to go. And you can go down here and see the specs, but you can see I don't think that's one. Here you go, a hybrid for 305, 349, 475, 289. So they're out there, and but they're Chinese name. They're not really a name brand. So if you do go that route, definitely buy a warranty with it, or you can as soon as you get it, register it with the company, because this one here in a summary, a couple YouTube videos on that one, they're not good. This SunGo Power, I've had no issues with that. I mean, I didn't come across nothing but that. There's lead time, same thing. There's no nothing bad I've heard so far. But you got to watch out these votes. The 48 votes means you got to have four 12 volt batteries in series, or two 24 volt batteries in series, or a 48 volt battery. So this one here is, to have four, you gotta have 4 batteries. I only got 2, so 24, that's cool. But see, but like I said, I'm repeating myself. I'm getting pretty excited about this. You have to, you have to go the all-in-one. I mean, that's the smartest way to go, and that's what I'm gonna start preaching from now on. The all-in-one. I just gotta find one. I mean, this might be a good one right here, because I only need 60 votes to start it. Yep, I only need 60 votes to start it. It's 4,000 votes, 500. So I mean, you can't put the full 500 in it, because when your panels, the colder your panels get, the more voltage is going to produce. Mine are 22.7. That's the short circuit volts at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the testing. The colder the panels get, the more the amps and more the volts go up. So technically, you can have a 100-watt panel producing more than 100 watts. If all the conditions right, if it's like 0 degrees outside or minus 20 or whatever, and that panel is getting the full sun, and it's possible for the panel to make more than what's rated at. But it's rated at 100 watts at 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 73 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever the test condition is. So you got to take into consideration there's a safety net you got to add in to your calculations. I don't know that. There's a calculator that you can do that yourself. But I'm going to activate this card, and I'm going to see what I can buy. I think I'm going to buy this one, the cheap one. I'm going to read up on it. I only need 3,000 watts. I don't need the 6,000 watts. It's the 48. I don't have 48, so this is what I have. I'm going to read up on it. I'm going to watch some YouTube videos on it, and I'm going to go from there. I'd like to get that sun go, but I just don't have 90 volts to bring in. And I can't buy the sun go and then buy the solar panels, because I need another 400 watts. And I know I should be buying bigger solar panels. Quit messing with the 100 watts and buy the 300, 400 watts. Yeah, I know, I understand that, but I can get eco-worthy 4 100-watt panels for $212 or something like that. It's dirt cheap. You're like $50 a panel. So I'm gonna get off of here. My solar charging day is pretty much done. I mean, right now it's back to 71, and these are 90 volts, so that's the best so we'll let go. 20 minutes is long enough. So all right, guys, we'll say it one more time before I head off. If you're building if you're trying to build your emergency system, solar system, this is the way to go. Oh, real quick. Yeah, you can say, I want the solar panels to be #1 priority to power the inverter, right? And then I want the battery to be second priority on the inverter, and then I want power, or the AC, to be primary. And then when it comes to charging the battery, you can say, well, I want the solar charging to be primary charging. If the solar can't do it, then the AC can do it. You know what I'm saying? So you have parameters you can put in and specify, I want the grid to be first priority to charge and power stuff, or I want the solar to be priority to power the inverter and charge the battery. So you set the options of, you might not have, if you're totally off grid, you ain't gonna have the utility, you're gonna have a generator. And it has features where if your generator is an auto start generator, it can start the generator and start charging stuff. So one of the parameters say I want the battery to be charged by solar first. So if you have no solar and the batteries get down to a certain level, then it would kick over to the AC, and then it would charge the batteries. This is what I want, and this is what I need. Because all day today, I kept thinking, man, it's cloudy. Man, I'm not sure it's going to be charging when I get home. And when I got home, it didn't charge anything. I lost a few amp hours. But here, I know that if my battery gets too low, that the AC will kick on. Now, if the power goes out, then that'd be a different story, you know. Then I don't have any AC at all to kick in. I don't have that auto start generator. It's not hooked up. So there is your cons and your pros of everything. But for $459, you know, SunGold Power is a pretty good name. Vevor, don't know too much about them. I'm gonna hang up on this and go and watch it. And you got this Buzzier, you know, I mean, it needs 24 volts to batteries and built-in charge controller and you just got all these one and just like I said, I'm repeating myself. I know you guys tired of hearing this, but for $259, you can buy it. Your charge controller, your AC charger, and your inverter is going to be roughly the same. But you got all that stuff to worry about, all the separate components. So yeah, just of course, do what you want, but I'm just giving some personal advice because I've been doing this for 2 years and I've pieced all this together and got everything up and running. Everything looks good. Finally got solar panels on the roof, 400 watts, and I'm stuck. And it's not enough. I kind of figured that, but I had to do it just to see. And it's not enough, but I can't add any more because the charge controller is it's maxed out. So any more extra watts I'm putting in, it's just not going to do anything with. And that's that pretty much. I can't run the fridge off the Blue Yeti. It's just not strong enough. That's only 600 watt power inverter, and it won't do the job. I tried it, and yeah, I just tried it to see what happens, and it wouldn't do it. Even with the powerlifting mode, it wouldn't do it. So that's fine. But been a good inverter. I haven't put a whole big load on it. But yeah, that's it, guys. Go for the all-in-one. It's a cleaner setup, easier setup. You don't need bus bars. You don't need the extra cables. You might need a cutoff switch and a fuse. You do need those from the battery to the all-in-one. But you don't have to have those cables there, and you don't have to have the cable from the charge controller going out to the batteries. Don't have to have that. All then you have in is your AC in, AC out, battery in, and solar in. So, all right.